And welcome to the iRacing Stock Car Racing League Cup Series. Tonight we're here at Daytona International Speedway for 100 laps in the first race of season number 3, I believe it is. We're here at Soak Tires Broadcasting. Got Brian McCann here in the booth with me, as well as myself, Kevin McCann. And just 1 second, going to work out a bit of an audio issue here. Oh. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. Had a bit of an audio issue to work out. But here we are, round 1 of season 3 here at the Stock Car Racing League. And again, Kevin McCann here with Soaked Tires Broadcasting with Brian McCann in the booth. How you doing, Brian?
And we're stoked to be here, Kevin.
Oh, way to come back there and turn that around. That's awesome. So the guys are gridding up here. We'll go over the starting grid. And on pole, let's see here. And we're having all kinds of technical difficulties here. Just 1 second.
I was a play on your mistake of pronouncing Soaked Tires Broadcasting.
Ah, gotcha. But on pole here, we've got Cameron Perez, who qualified on pole on row number 1 on the outside there. Nick King starting second. Danny Setzer starting third. In 4th place, we've got Mitchell Hyatt. 5th place, Drew Halloran. 6th place, Victor Lugo. 7th place, Jesse Jones. 8th place, Eric Stiles. 9th, Tony Patton. 10th, Brandon Watkins. And starting 11th, Jack Stanley. Starting 12th, Justin Wilson. And rounding out the last place there is Jordan Sellers in 14th. So they are coming around here. They're on the backstretch now. They will be taking the green this time around. And as you can see, these are the next gen NASCAR cars, the cars that they will be running in real life next season. Some differences between these cars and the current season's cars are mainly sequential gearbox. So we should see some quicker restarts here, 5 speeds versus 4 speeds. One thing that we do not know much about is the aero package here on the super speedways. How much differently the aero is here versus the current this year's gen cars. Will we see a bunch of pack racing? Will we see 2 cars break away? That will be the story tonight as they take the green.
And do we know what kind of fuel they're running? Is it 100% or less?
Yeah, so they are, we'll switch over to that real quick as they take the green here. Cameron Perez in the lead, getting a great start there. But tonight they are running 100 laps or 250 miles. They have 2 fast repairs. Fuel is 70%, and they have 4 tire sets and then also 3 green-white checker attempts tonight. Now, we know the fuel percentage, but we do not know the number of laps. That will be a bit of a surprise for us in the broadcast here. We did not get a chance to talk to the drivers tonight to see what kind of laps they can turn on a full fuel load, so that will be a bit of a surprise. But we may have our first yellow. Oh, he was able to save it there. But the 23, oh, he does hit the inside wall there. Let's go back and And we do have our first yellow. Let's watch that. The 23 and the, I believe that's the number 8 there, and then the number 18 gets into the back of him. Quite a bit of damage there, but he will be able to take one of those 2 quick repairs tonight and get that car repaired. Oh, he got into another car there. Go back and see if I can see that again. Oh, the number 20, nope, the number 86 he hit on the right side, so there may be some damage there, but again, they have 2 quick repairs tonight, so they should be able to get those fixed and get up to speed. So we are under our first caution, and the guys are catching up to the pace car here. So we don't anticipate seeing any pit stops this time around, as they've only completed 2 green flag laps. But we do expect the guys that were caught up in that early caution to pit and get repaired and get back out there. And what we did miss while we were watching the replays and that whole thing shake out with that crash there was the number 34 of Halloran actually took the lead from Cameron Perez. So let's see if we can go back and see that. That is not actually on our replay screen, but something must have happened there to where he was able to take the lead. I do know that Cameron Perez is one of the, and maybe the only admin in the session tonight, so he may have had to check up to throw that caution there. Not sure what happened there, but, you know, it's Daytona, 96 laps to go. A lot can happen here. It's not that urgent to be up front. You know, so starting second place is not that bad.
And you get to save fuel.
The old fuel saving trick here at Daytona, that is right. The person stuck out front, punching the hole in the air for everybody else is going to burn a lot more fuel than those behind them. And if we see some long green flag runs, which is possible here, 100 laps, you know, saving fuel could come into play toward the end of the race here. So it looks like we only have one car that is 2 laps down right now, and that would be the 23 of King, but everyone else is on the lead lap. The 86 and the 99 both pitted there in that caution flag, so they're catching up with the field now. So we still have 14 cars on the lead lap. We only lost 1 off of the lead lap. So we didn't get to see much green flag running there, but I'm still curious to see how the aero package here in these cars works versus the previous gen cars, because I will be honest, the previous gen cars are a bit of a sore spot with me. In the latest update iRacing put out, they claimed that the update was more realistic. They added basically a pocket of air behind the car, so when a car is coming up to draft behind them, it made it more difficult for that car behind to push the car in front, basically like a bubble of air. Let's think about it. And then, but in doing that, there's also a pocket of air around the side of the car. So basically what happens is you're side drafting that car, you're too wide, you're side drafting, and you get a good run up on the rear quarter panel of the car. And once you get to about 50%, I think the passenger door on the car, it's like you hit a brick wall, even if you have a guy pushing you behind you. So I think they addressed that in this latest build that came out last week and may have weakened that bubble of air. I haven't been out to test it. But I do know, while yes, it may have made it more realistic, I can tell you that it made the racing on these super speedways not as fun. Uh, Basically, if you didn't qualify on pole or you weren't up front, you know, it's basically a follow the leader kind of deal. But I'm hoping these next gen cars can put on some more exciting racing for us. Maybe the aero package is a little bit different. You notice that the rear spoiler is less on these cars than it is on the previous gen. So who knows? Who knows what we'll see tonight?
Yeah, definitely was not a fan of that old Aero model.
Right, and they come and take the green here. The number 34 of Halloran gets off to a good start. The number 5 of Perez pulls down. Oh, and we've got a car off track there. Let's see if we can catch them. That was the number 4 car. Looks like everybody got it going, though. We're going to stay green, but a little bit of contact there on that restart. Pushed the car down into the infield, but everybody's going. Looks like everybody's going to drop down single file going here into turn 3. So it looks like the tempers are coming down. Everybody's settling in the pace, realizing we've got 94 laps left. Let's start thinking about strategies. Let's start thinking about fuel strategy. Remember, these cars are at 70% fuel tonight. 100 laps, which is, I believe, 50% of what the real NASCAR races are, so quite a long race ahead of us tonight. And again, we're seeing single file racing here pretty much all the way through the field. Which is surprising to me, because typically on Daytona you will see a second lane develop on the outside, and there, as I say that, we've got a car that's poking out the 20 of Profit, kind of poking out there to see if he's got any helpers, anybody willing to go to the outside with him. But unfortunately, it looks like everybody leaves him hanging, so he's going to drop there behind the 26 of Lugo. Oh, and as I say that, we've got another car. I can figure out which one that is. It kind of popped out there, but fell back in line pretty quickly. Unfortunately, so we've got this lead pack here, but it looks like the 95 there of Stanley is just out of the draft of that lead pack, so it won't be long before he goes a lap down unless there's a caution flag. And that's one of the things about Daytona. You know, a strategy is you can start in the back, kind of ride around, play it safe, avoid that big one, which is inevitable. It's always going to happen. But one of the risks you run with that is losing the draft of the main pack there. And so we can see that has happened to him. And as I was talking, we've got that second lane up top forming. I believe that is the number 5 of Cameron Perez and the number 9 there of Wilson. But only those two up top, no takers, and it looks like the 5 of Perez is going to drop back to about 8th or 9th place before he can settle back down to the inside lane there.
It'd be interesting. 3 and 3. Let's see how it works.
There we go. And I think that's what all these early laps are, is testing, you know, seeing what you can do. Without taking too many risks. Let's just see how many cars it takes to pull up on that outside lane, get that side draft working, see what can happen. Because I can tell you in a lot of the cars, especially the trucks, is that outside lane usually prevails when it's too wide and an equal number of cars in each lane. And in fact, I can tell you that's where I want to be. I want to be on that outside lane in front coming to that white flag, because I know with the equal number of cars plus that side draft, you will pull in front coming out of turn 4 going to the checkered flag. So I think that's what these guys are doing. They're just, testing, seeing what can happen. And I've noticed here we've actually got 2 packs forming. Very strange. Not sure what happened there, but the 9 is leading the second pack there. Maybe some fuel strategy coming into play. You could have a pack of 4 guys. These guys, I know this league is heavy on team racing, so you could have a pack of 4 guys that said, hey, you know what? Hey, we're going to pull out of that main pack. We're going to ride back in here. We're still in their draft. We're just going to save fuel. They may have a target number that they're trying to reach as far as a green flag pit stop. And, we could see that prevail tonight.
I haven't seen a lot of actual bump drafting. It's almost like the bubble still exists.
It's true. Let's ride on board this number 2 car here and see if we can tell from his throttle sound if he is lifting or is he trying to bump draft. And I can tell you from what I've heard already, it sounds like he's pretty much wide open there, and just it seems like that bubble, the aero bubble, is in play here on these cars as well. He can just get up to like a foot of that rear. Well, as I say that, he just ran up there and hit him. So I'm gonna retract my last statement and say that I think he's just staying off of him just to be safe. But we won't really know the full story until we get, less than, what do they have, about 6 cars here in this lead pack. Because we do know that once you're in a big car pack like that, that second car can get pushed up to the front bumper of that first car pretty easily. So it's best to tell if that bubble's happening when you've got 2 cars in a 2-car pack, but we don't have that tonight. And I just noticed that the number 13 car there, let's see if we can get a close-up, actually has our logo on his car.
What?
Yeah, so shout out to number 13 of Mitchell Hyatt there. Actually has the Soak Tires Broadcasting logo on his car tonight. So, hey, kudos to you. We'll keep the camera on you for a little while longer there, buddy. And that number 13 is riding in 3rd place here. He is part of the Shaw Racing team, which I think has a couple drivers out here in this league tonight. And you can see the number 15 of Jones there behind him. But this is a pretty cool shot here. Let's see if we can also go to the, yes, the old rear bumper cam here. See that number 15 Toyota Camry Next Gen Cup car there. And you can definitely hear these guys are lifting and just being very cautious tonight, which I don't blame them. 100 lap race. No sense in rushing it right now. I'm going to check in on the second pack here. So we've got a 2-car pack that's the next car, or the next pack that's back here, of the 5 of Perez and the number 9 of Wilson. They are about 8 seconds, about 8.5 seconds off of the leader now. So the previous statement about it being planned, I think this might have been unplanned now because of how much time they are losing on that lead pack. If this stays green the entire way, You think green flag pit cycles. I just don't see how they can make up that much time while also being out of that main packs draft. So fuel savings kind of out of the way, out of the question. So I think these guys are just, something happened in those first 10 laps, caused them to drop back. And they're just, looks like they're just teaming up to try to make the best of this, hoping for a yellow to bunch the field back up. So tell me, Brian, we've done this a few times. Daytona, long race. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be up front? Do you want to be in the back playing it safe? Where do you want to be on these types of races?
Main pack, and those guys running around in 7th and 8th are dropping off with 2 quick repairs. Could you maybe just accidentally cause a caution yourself?
Oh, I love it. Oh, the old incidental, accidental, on purpose yellow. No, that's a real thing. Entirely possible, but yeah, I agree. I'd want to be with this main pack. I think ideally I'd be that last car in that main pack, which I know is hard to plan out, right? Unless you start up front and purposefully drop back to exactly where you want to be. You know, that's hard to plan out, but I agree. That's where I want to be. You can save the most fuel, and just really try to. You could test some things, see how that side draft's gonna work, and sort of plan out those last couple of laps. I just want to point out we do have a shout out from Austin Walton, who is cheering on the number 99 of Brandon Watkins tonight, but unfortunately Brandon Watkins has gone 2 laps down. I believe he was caught up in one of those that incident on lap 2, so unfortunately put him a couple laps down, but 100 laps, probably a few more caution laps ahead of us. Lucky dogs are in play. He's eligible for it. We could see him get right back up onto the lead lap and actually be a contender for the end of the race here. And it actually looks like they are going to come up on lap traffic here. Yes, they are going to put the 99 there of Watkins 3 laps down. And it just goes to show you the speed difference of a 6-car draft versus a single car out here. We're talking about a 10 mile per hour difference around this track, 2.5 miles. That's quite a bit. You'll go a lap down very quickly here. So far it looks like this lead pack is staying nice and tidy there, with the 34 of Drew Halloran currently in the lead. Second place, Aaron Stiles, the number 6 car there. Third place, the number 15 of Jesse Jones. Fourth place, number 13, Mitchell Hyatt. In fifth place, Danny Setzer. And then rounding out this front pack here is the number 26 of Victor Lugo. So we do have a third pack here. Looks like the lead car is the number 8 there of Jordan Sailors. It's a 4-car pack, and they are reeling in that 2-car pack of number 5 Perez and number 9 of Wilson. They're about 6 seconds behind, but they are catching them very quickly, and they should pick them up and, you know, that will give them the same numbers as the lead pack. They'll have 6 cars in their pack at that point.
It'd be interesting to see if they're matched the lead card pack, speed-wise.
It's possible. I see these guys swapping for positions, actually. We've got a new leader, the number 6 of Styles. Looks like they jumped to the outside there and passed for the lead. Let's go back and take a look at that. Yep, looks like he went to the outside, got a few cars there. He got the number 15, Jesse Jones, and the number 13 there to help him, and all 3 of them cleared. Wow. Okay, so I can tell you right now that is a little bit different than the current Gen Cup car, because it was an equal match, 3 and 3. Inside outside, but that outside lane, by 3 cars just being that much closer, were able to clear the leader. And
13 wanted to take it 3 wide there.
He thought about it, but I think he looked at the lap counter there and said, oh, and we've got a caution. I'm not sure what brought the caution out there. I am checking. I don't see anything on the scoreboard. Do you have voice chat in game, Brian?
Yeah, he said stage 1.
Oh, so there is stage racing tonight. I did forget to mention that. So I'm going to go back here to the rules and see if I can figure out what the stage counts are. But that is a good point. 25 laps first stage. Let's see. Actually don't have the stage laps in front of me. Fortunately, but we will talk to some of the drivers and we will get those counts for you. But looks like these guys are shadowing the real cup cars here, doing probably a 3-stage race, 100 laps total, which is good for you guys, the viewers, and also us for the broadcast. We'll bunch the cars back up here, and I can tell you, me and Brian here have run our first league tonight, or not tonight, but this year, with some stage racing, and I can tell you, it just adds a whole new strategy to the game. A strategy that Brian has yet to figure out, I will point that out. He's not had luck in this season. Am I rubbing some salt in some wounds there? Oh, and I just noticed he went to go talk to some of the drivers, so apparently I did rub some salt in those wounds there. Oh, there he's back with us. What'd you find out, Brian?
There is a lot of radio chatter in that chat. I couldn't get a word in.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll let the guys pit cycle here, and then we'll maybe bring one of them in the booth here with us and try to figure out what the stage racing is tonight. So it looks like the 13 of Hyatt here stayed out. The only car to stay out.
So I just went into the chat there, and they're having a big discussion on track about some black flags.
Ah, gotcha. Yes. Wonder what the black flags were for. Passing before going into the pits, probably.
Not 100% sure. I would imagine so. I don't think it would be for speeding. There was some type of controversy. I'm going to go back and see if I can figure it out.
I did notice in their rules that the black flags that iRacing deems appropriate will not be cleared as per the league rules. So typically when we see leagues do this, there has to be basically like a glitch in the game that causes a black flag. You typically see if someone gets wrecked or is avoiding a wreck and dives to pit lane. iRacing will throw a black flag for that. And typically leagues will clear that with these types of rules, but something like passing before going into the pits or passing before coming to the green flag typically is not cleared when a league says they're not going to clear black flags. So we'll just have to see how things shake out tonight. But with stage racing, 100 laps, you know, there's plenty of time to serve these penalties, and super speedway in the draft to get back up there and fight for the win.
And I just came back from the chat. One guy is going to have to do a stop and go penalty. Do we know what penalty that's for?
Stop and go. It could be for anything. Like you could pit while the pit's closed. I've seen that. Passing before going into the pits, so passing a car or the pace car before going into the pits can cause that sort of black flag. So really could be anything at this point, but I'm sure it's related to that yellow flag. But here we go. We are going to come to green. Start stage 2. The number 6 there of Styles leading us to the line with the number 18 of Brandon Browning on the outside. Number 5 of Cameron Perez right there in the mix as well. We saw a car not get off to a great start there. It was the 9 of Justin Wilson. I'm wondering if... I would say a missed shift, but sequential gearbox. I don't know how you can miss a shift. So he may have started in the wrong gear. Something happened there. He's fallen all the way back to 7th place now. But we do have a new leader tonight. Cameron Perez will, it looks like, take the lead here at the start-finish line. But as I say that, the number 34 of Halloran does jump to the outside and may actually beat him to the line. And nope, Perez does maintain the lead. Oh, and we've got the 86 around. We've got a car spinning out here. Tony Patton. It's like a single car spin. Nope, I say that. The number 9 also involved. And we do have the yellow flag out. Let's go back to the replay here and see if we can figure out what happened to that number 86 car. I can't tell much from that angle, so we'll switch angles here.
Looks like he got turned.
You see that 86 car up high? Yeah, the 95 just gets into him. Oh, the 95, and it looks like the 15 also involved there. So we cannot tell up in the booth here how many quick repairs the guys have used, unfortunately. But with 2 at a super speedway, they should be able to get back going here pretty well.
And I do hear from radio chat that the guy who calls that right 95 is going to get an end-of-line penalty.
Good. Yes, I do like to see that in a league. You know, when someone owns up to causing a yellow, takes blame, that they will end a line. That always keeps the racing cleaner, in my opinion. So I do like seeing that. All right, while we're under yellow here, I'm going to bring the number 5 of Perez up here into the booth, see if we can get some details here of some of the things that are unknown in the race, such as the stage counts and whatever else we want to know. So we'll bring him up here in just a second. Well, I was going to say that, but he's going into the pit, so we'll let him concentrate on pitting. He's probably going to top off on fuel here. Don't blame him. We're 32 laps in, so topping off on fuel there is probably a good idea. Looks like we're only going to have a couple cars that stay out. We've got the 34 of Halloran, the 13 of Hyatt, and the number 20 there of Profit are all gonna stay out this yellow. Everybody else opting to pit.
And I do have confirmation that the next stage will end at lap 50.
All right, and they are coming to about ready to take the green flag here again, and we did get confirmation, as you heard from Brian there earlier, that the second stage will end on lap 50. So first two stages, 25 laps each, and that last stage will be 50 laps. It looks like the 34 of Drew Halloran will be taking us to the green flag here on this restart on lap 33, and we've got the number 13 Mitchell Hyatt, which I can tell you is our favorite tonight. You know, whether or not it's because he has our logo on his hood of his car, I can't confirm or deny that, but that number 13 car is looking sharp tonight. So we will watch him as they take the green here. Number 34 gets off to a great start. Number 13 slipping down there behind him in second. And we've got the number 20 of Wayne Profit there falling into third place. Number 26 of Lugo in fourth. And it looks like the number 18 there of Browning was on the outside there behind that in the second row, but he's dropped all the way back to fifth place, so didn't get a great start there for him. But he is going to pop out there to the outside with some help from the number 5 of Cameron. Let's see if we can get the camera pointed on them there. Yeah, we've got a 3-car pack there on the outside. Let's see what they can do with these, what do we got there? 6 cars there on the bottom. And so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. They are holding their ground and making a little gain there on that number 20 of Profit. But it looks like they have stalled out a little bit. They're just not tight enough. But the 26 of Lugo's there is going to pop out. So now they've got 4 cars on the outside. I just noticed one of the cars there, I think it's the number 86 there, Patton, has a little bit of left rear damage. I don't know how much that's going to impact him. Probably won't notice a difference in the draft. But if he does get out front to be the lead car, or try to make a pass, that's when you'll be able to tell that aero damage is affecting you. So Brian, did you learn anything else while you were up there chatting with the drivers earlier? Any other secrets?
I didn't hear secrets, but that black flag and stopping under green was due to passing under yellow.
Ah, yes, that is one of those unfortunate things. And we see that a lot when a car gets wrecked on a super speedway and has a hard time getting going, or may have some engine damage. You know, the lead cars just keep on going, that car stops on the track, and sometimes it can take a while for that car, that damaged car, to get back to the position that they were scored in when the yellow came out. And some penalties can be obtained during that. So that's one of those things where you just have to pay attention to race control and really kind of understand your track awareness, using your relative monitor to determine, you know, do I have to check up a lot and wait on a car, or what's going on? Because yeah, if you enter the pits out of position, iRacing will penalize you with a pretty nasty stop and go black flag penalty. It's not something you wanna get.
No, it definitely doesn't help you race any.
Nope. And I can tell you one time that I threw a race away at Iowa. I was the lead car going into the pits, and I don't know if you viewers are familiar with how Iowa is, but basically the pit lane on Iowa takes a very sharp turn to the left. We were under yellow going into the pits. I accidentally just got ahead of the pace car, which stays out on the track, while going into the pits, and I was thrown a stop and go black flag penalty, and it cost me the race. So I definitely learned from that. From now on, when I'm the lead car going into the pits, I will back off quite a bit, give that pace car a bit of room, because you gotta remember, nobody behind you can pass you, or they will also get a black flag. So it looks like we've got basically one pack here with 10 cars all the way back to the number 15 of Jones there. And then we've got a couple cars out there by themselves. The number 95 of Stanley, Jack Stanley, unfortunately is held out there by himself. The number 8 of Sailors, also with quite a bit of damage on that car, so he's elected not to take his quick repair this early in the race. And also the number 99 of Watkins, who is one lap down now, so he was able to gain one of his laps, or actually two of them back in that whole cycle. And the number 9, who has quite a bit of damage but is on the lead lap there, of Wilson, teaming up with him. So we'll head on back up here with this lead pack here. We see these 3 cars here, the number 34 of Halloran, the number 13 of Hyatt, and the number 86 of Patton, who was, I believe, involved in that wreck that brought the last caution out. So good to see him all the way back up in 3rd place here. See a little bit of bump draft in there from the 13 of Hyatt. So let's ride on board with our 2nd place here. Again, my favorite car out there tonight, with or without the sponsorship that he's thrown us. But let's watch him. So it looks like he's just being cautious, not really getting up on the rear bumper of that number 34 in front of him. just kind of playing it safe, which I don't blame them. We've got 8 to go here in this second stage. We don't know what tape configuration these guys are running, so that's one thing you've got to pay attention to on these super speedways. You've got to watch your, I believe it's the oil temp, which is the thing that will heat up the most. So, you know, these guys got to watch out for that, sort of poke their nose out, as you can see here, getting some air on the car, cooling their temps down. You can typically, on a typical tape configuration, you can do pretty much 2 full laps of just straight bump drafting before you start to overheat and become a risk factor there of blowing your engine. So as we're going to see here, he gets up there and gives them a bit of a bump down the back straight there. And again, we don't know how often these guys run together. You know, that can be just, hey, let me get up there, let me give you a tap down the back stretch. We'll see how you handle it. I can tell you from experience, some guys can give you that push very gently, and then you may have some guys like my brother here in the booth that will just hit the crap out of you, and it's all you can do to hang on to it. So, you know, it's good to, especially if it's somebody you're new running with, to get up there, give them a few taps, just see how they handle it, see if they can keep the car straight, and you may know, hey, later in the race, I want to team up with that guy. I know I can bump draft him, I can push him. We might be able to get the win. Some guys can handle the bump drafting, some can't. So it's good to determine that, you know, here with coming to 5 to go on stage 2. Get that figured out early, because on that last 50 lap stage, that's where it's all going to matter.
Why lift?
Why lift? I agree. It's just slowing down, right? So you know, one thing I haven't figured out, and I've done it both ways. So this will be good to hear your perspective, because I don't know that I've ever talked to you about this. But I know what they do in real life, but I'm worried. I'm wondering about the sim. So when you're in the draft, let's take fuel saving out of the question, because I already know the answer if we're talking about fuel saving. So you're in the draft, and you're coming up behind that car. Do you lift or do you drag the brake pedal?
I lift.
Okay, so you do work the throttle. Okay, I know some drivers in real life, you'll see some of the cup drivers, they prefer to, with restrictor plate racing, they will drag the brake pedal instead of lifting.
I feel like if I were in a real car on a track, I would drag the brake. And in the sim, I don't feel or gain a benefit, so I don't do it.
I agree. And, you know, typically I don't think they've got the aero model figured out perfectly yet on these cars. I don't know if they'll ever get perfect, but the draft is so strong all the way from like a 1/10 to 5/10 back, to where if you lift off the throttle, you know, for a second and then get back in the throttle, you're going to pull right up on that car. I don't agree that that's 100% realistic.
Now,
especially talking about restrictor plates.
Now, I really don't know much about the brake hardware on these things, but I know at one time that they would separate the pads when they go out, so they were not given any additional friction to get a little bit more speed. That's probably done in qualifying, but I don't know if they do that for the race, meaning, you know, you want to stay off the brake at all possible. Is it possible that they do lift? I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know. It will be, and we've talked about this before. It's just something that I assumed in the sim, being real racers ourselves, we use 2 feet. You know, we use our left foot for the brake, we use our right foot for the gas. I assumed that everybody did that. And you had to correct me earlier this year as we were covering some other leagues that there are quite a bit of people, including oval racers, that will 1 foot drive. Basically, they use their right foot for the brake and they use their right foot for the gas. So, you know, for those guys, they're most definitely lifting off the throttle.
In a car with a synchro, it's better to, you're forced to use a clutch, so you reserve your left foot for the clutch most of the time. And I'm talking about road racing. But for a car with a dog box transmission, that's when you can do that right foot gas and brake. Right foot gas, left foot brake. Because you don't have to use the clutch to shift.
We are on the last lap here of stage 2. We've got the number 34 of Halloran, the number 13 of Hyatt, and the number 86 of Patton, which has been that way for the last 10 laps or so here. Going to come to take the checker flag here for stage 2. It looks like the number 34 of Halloran is going to stay out and does take that stage 2 victory. So unfortunately, because the stage racing was a bit of a surprise for us, I did not pay attention to who won the first stage. Did you happen to catch that, Brian?
I did not.
I want to say it was the 34, but I could be wrong. But for our sake, since we don't know any better, we're going to say he won both stages with an asterisk beside of it that we may be wrong, but we definitely know he won stage 2 there. He was dominant, started up front there, and seemed like him and the number 13 there of Hyatt from Shaw Racing there hooked up, stayed 1 and 2 most of the race there. And now we'll cycle through the pits, and then definitely this time I'm going to get somebody up here in the booth with us and interview them after they complete this pit cycle. Looks like the 95 there of Stanley is the lucky dog recipient, so he's going to get his lap back, come back up onto the lead lap, which is good news for him. As they come down pit road here, sure nobody misses their pit stall. Oh, and we've got our favorite car, the number 13, unfortunately missed his pit stall a little bit, had to back up. I know you've been a victim of that, but it looks like it's not going to affect him because he did not take tires. He only took fuel. Also, the number 11 of Setzer also took fuel only. And they will lead out number 1 and 2 there. The number 34 of Halloran did take tires. Which is, I gotta say, that might be a bit of an oversight for Halloran, unless we don't know what the fuel run is. I'm going to go ahead and assume 50 laps they will have to pit. And where tires will matter there is if it's a green flag pit stop, getting back out on the track. On old tires, I can tell you on Daytona, let's say you've got 40 lap old tires. If you do a green flag pit stop, not only is braking going into the pit stop, pit lane difficult on old tires. I mean, you're talking about coming from 200 miles per hour down to 50 is difficult, but also getting back out onto the track. Because since it's a green flag pit stop, you're not going to want to take tires. You're going to minimize that pit time as much as possible. So you're going to take fuel only. You can't get on the throttle as hard. You can't get back out onto the track as hard. So the number 34 there may have had the right call there.
And listening to radio chatter, it will be a one pit strategy here.
All right, so let's. I said I wanted to bring somebody up here. Let's see here. We've got Cameron Perez. Let's bring him up. Hey, Cameron. This is Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, man. So interesting race so far. You know, stage racing. We're here on lap 53. Going to take the green flag. Have a 47 lap shootout here to the end. How do you feel about your car tonight?
It feels pretty good. I mean, just gonna try and chill in the back. I mean, no rush for anything. Just if they're gonna wreck, I mean, we're gonna have to take another green flag pit stop. It's not gonna be another caution, so I'm just gonna take it easy and whatever happens, happens. Just have to wait till the end.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for confirming that. We were wondering if there was going to have to be a fuel stop if it did go green. So we do know that's going to come. And yeah, good luck tonight. Keep it clean. And hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the race tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You guys have a good one up here.
Oh, I hope I put him right back in the right channel.
You did not.
I did
but he
not.
moved himself.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Green flag, green flag.
And they take the green here. The number 11 of Setzer gets off to a great start. Looks like he's going to pull out into the lead there, but our favorite tonight, number 13, out on the outside line there. He's got a few cars to help him. Let's see if they can get out in front. Maybe clear these cars on the back stretch. I can tell you right now, I like what I see with that number 18 and number 11. Bump drafting, going down the back stretch. That kept the number 11 out in front. Did not let that outside lane get anywhere, basically. And it looks like that outside lane's going to fall back to about 5th, 6th place here. Oh, the number 34 of Halloran pokes out to the outside there. It looked like he... You know what I saw there? I saw a little bit of... Yeah, I know I didn't have the right pit strategy there. I want to get back up front. I'm going to poke my nose out. Hopefully someone will come behind me. And we have a yellow. Let's see. Looks like the number 55 was involved with that. Let's go back on the replay, see if we can find that. Oh, the 55-86. Oh, I think the 86 Tony Patton. Yeah, he was involved in an earlier wreck as well. He may be done for tonight. I don't know how many quick repairs he's got left. But just looked like, let's go back there and watch that one more time. It looked like, so he's on the bottom. Oh no, it was our favorite car. It looks like he came up into the number 13 there. Just kind of, you know, washed up on the track there. Got into the nose of that number 13.
It's a good thing that virtual pit crew can fix these cars instantly.
Instantly, I tell you, they're the best pit crews in the world. And I'm just checking out our favorite car here, the number 13 of Hyatt. I don't see any damage. So it looks like he came away from that pretty unscathed. Even though the 86 washed up in front of him, they made a little bit of contact. The number 13's left front got into the right rear of the 86. But I can tell you right now, not seeing much damage at all. See here, we're riding on the back of the number 20, looking at the 13. That nose looks pretty clean to me. I'd say he's good to go. He's good to fight for the win. All right, we've got some takers to the pit lane. Let's check in on them. Looks like we've got the 26, the number 6, the number 99, and the 9 there coming into pit lane here. We don't know the fuel run, but I do believe, seeing the leaders not pit, I don't think these guys can make it on fuel. I believe we would have seen all the leaders jump down the pit road if they could make it on fuel there. So I'm interested, the viewers watching here, just interested to see who your pick is for tonight. So if you want to go ahead and pop in the chat there, just see who you're rooting for, who you've got your money on tonight. I can tell you from what I've seen, I'm going to go with the number 13 of Hyatt. I think...
Do you think maybe you're just a little biased?
No. And here's why. The car looks good. Let's put that aside. I liked what I saw with him and the number 34 of Halloran. Those two were able to bump draft very well. And we all know how it works out on a super speedway. You do not want to be the car in front when you're coming to that white flag. So I think the number 13 is going to be sitting in that right position as we're coming to the white flag, and he's going to make that move going down the back stretch into turn 3 and 4, come out of 4, and he's going to come across the line in front. And the car is going to be looking dang good as he does that. Again, completely unbiased opinion there. And
you can't see me, but I'm smiling.
And I don't want to brag or anything, but in the chat here, we've got 2 people here going for the number 13 as well. So, saying, seems like a good pick. Looks like we will take the green flag this lap here. We'll be coming to lap 59. So about 31 laps left in this stage. I would anticipate the fuel run being somewhere around 28 to 30 laps. I think that's why we saw some guys pull off into the pit there under that yellow, thinking that they could stretch it out, which, hey, if you're riding back in 10th, 11th, 12th place, I think that's a dang good strategy to go ahead and try. You never know what's going to happen. There may be another yellow. You can stay out and make it. All kinds of things that could come into play here. So I do like seeing, if you're in the back there, no reason not to pit, right? All right, and we get going here. The number 18 on the outside there, getting a great start alongside the number 11. And I don't want to put any conspiracy theories out there, Brian, but that seems like maybe those two were talking to each other there in Discord. I see they're in the same channel. It's not something that we would never do, right? We would never give a countdown to the other coming to the green flag so that we could take off at the same spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice you say that, but yeah, we do that.
Oh yeah, I'm talking in the opposite world tonight, but unfortunately for the 18, did not work out too well on the outside line there, because he has dropped all the way back to 9th place. Number 11 getting under heat here by the 34 of Halloran. Wow. Okay. we just saw the 34 blast by the 11 on the front stretch without a lot of help. You know what that tells me, Brian? We're going to have an exciting couple laps here. That tells me these guys are holding back. This aero package isn't as bad as we thought it was going into this race, because we just saw a lone car side draft up around the 11 there for the lead like it was nothing. And I'm putting my tinfoil hat on and I'm just checking Discord. I don't see those two in the same channel, so I don't think there was a little team strategy there. Let the other one in front. I don't see any of that. I think that car was just able to just get a great run, had a little help behind, and was able to get around. I can tell you who we're going to talk to under the next yellow. I just now realized that the number 13 is in Discord, so, you know, our favorite driver we will be bringing in under the next yellow, because it's guaranteed it's going to happen. It's going to be another yellow. This Daytona is going to happen. Those were some great camera views we just saw there. And one thing I was noticing, Brian, I was just looking, and I know we've had this discussion before. iRating doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily equate to skill level. I agree, but I just want to, I was looking at the iRatings of the drivers here. We've got someone that is above 3,000 in here, who, you know, you're upwards, what, 5,000 now. I'm somewhere close to 4,000. He's riding back in 10th place. And that's one thing I really love about super speedways, is it's an equalizer. You've got some guys that, I mean, running in 4th place, or well, 5th place now, I should say, the number 95 Jack Stanley, the lowest iRating in the server. Now, he probably doesn't run a lot of official races. I'll give him that. But it's a super speedway. Strategy is the most important thing here, not necessarily raw driving ability and speed. So we could see a winner here tonight that may be a first-time winner. And that's one of the beautiful things about super speedways. I can tell you from my own experience, is one of the worst things about super speedways. I dread going to a super speedway in my leagues, because I always have bad finishes there. And You know, I know I'm a fast racer. You know you're a fast racer. It seems like if the unlucky thing's going to happen, it's going to happen to you. So, strategy, absolutely, I think, is the number one thing tonight. You want to be in the right place at the right time. If you can plan out that, you can nail your green flag pit stop if we have one. Coming into the pit stop, you know, braking as late as possible while keeping that car under control, not losing control of it. Getting back out on track, being in the right place, coming with 5 to go, 2 to go, that is going to be the key tonight. Not necessarily raw speed. Super speedways are, as I say, the great equalizer. Yes, you've got to have skill. You've got to have skill if these guys get out here and go 2, 3 wide. That's not in the question. But you've got some guys out here. I'm looking at the iRating. You've got some that I know can hold their own in the official series. In the official iRacing series, that's where the iRating counts. But you've got some guys out here with some low iRatings. They're running up front. I think we could see a surprise tonight. That's my point. Super speedways and dirt, the great equalizers, right?
Oh yeah.
While these guys
Funny
are...
how you-
Go ahead.
It's funny how you just wrote a whole book and my only response was, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I went on a bit of a tangent there. But while these guys are cycling around, I've got 30 laps to go here coming toward the line. I am going to pull up the schedule just to see what kind of tracks these guys run. So this week we're at Daytona. Next week we head to Homestead. Looks like Chicagoland after that, Nashville, Watkins Glen. Okay, good to see a road course in there, but a lot of 1.5-mile tracks. Got Bristol Auto Club, Road America. Ooh. Oh, I might have to jump in the car for that one. Might have to find another broadcaster. Eldora, Charlotte Roval, another great track. Bristol Dirt. It's a pretty good series. And we just had a viewer point out that lap 69 was nice. I do appreciate that. As our favorite car of the race here, the number 13 of Hyatt from Shaw Racing with his teammate, the number 5 of Perez there, also from Shaw Racing, take the lead. It looks like the number 34 just hit a brick wall and he's pulling off the track. He is coming in the pits all by himself. Ooh.
Interesting. That's a bold strategy.
That is a bold strategy there, Cotton. No drafting partner out there for him. I can say I don't think that move's going to work out for him.
Let's see how it works, though.
Let's do. I might be saying I was wrong later in the race, but I know having teammates at Daytona or any super speedway is crucially important. You know, we've won a number of races with our team strats, so we'll just have to see how this plays out.
There was a lot of radio chatter going on when he pitted in. I don't know if they were going back and forth to see who was going to pit at that moment and just left him.
Yeah, it looks... Not sure. Like you said, he was the only one to pit that time around. And you would think if they were... Well, let's go back here. He was in the lead. And we know on a good green flag run, the car in the lead will burn about 2 more laps of fuel than the cars behind will. Right? So he might have had to pit there. And these other cars can go around for another lap or two. just because they were saving fuel behind them, which could be the difference here. And another thing, we see the number 13 and 5 here, this lead pack coming up behind a lap car there. They're getting that draft. That is helping their average lap speed, right? They are going so much faster than that number 34 of Halloran, which is actually the one they were coming up on. So their average lap speed is lower. So if this thing stays green, as long as the 5 and number 13 get through their green flag pit clean, no mistakes, they should come out ahead. But that's the key word there. Clean. No mistakes. Mistakes are everything on a green flag pit stop here.
34 announced that he's going to pit.
34 is the one that just pitted, so I wonder what's going on there. Maybe a mistake on pit road? Oh no, so it looks like he stayed out, but the two teammates there, the number 5 and the number 13, did take for the pits here. So these two are going to team up. Looks like they're team members there of Shaw Racing. And did not take tires, so we like to see that. Fuel only for these two, so they should come out, catch up with each other. And let's see where they come out with the rest of the pack here. See where they've pit. The number 6 there, Eric Styles, pulling down the pit. It looks like he's got the number 26 and the number 11.
He ain't making it. Do you see the 15?
No, let's go check in on the 15.
Yeah, do a replay on that.
Let's see if we can. Oh no, going through the grass there. I don't know. He might have been slowed down, but is he going to get the penalty for not being under the cone? That'll be the question.
Yeah, he's on the right side of the cone. That's unsafe pit entry, I believe.
Okay, so that will put him, that will give him a black flag and make him do a pass through, I believe. So we got the number 18 and the number 99 out front here, and it looks like the 18 pitted, so the 95 is still out front. And I believe the 95 was one that we saw pit in that caution that we had right after the start of stage 2. So these guys can go a little bit longer on fuel, maybe about 5 laps or so. But no way they're going to make it to the end now that we know what the pit, the fuel run is. Let's go back here with the number 13 Hyatt and the number 5 of Perez here. Our two Shaw Racing teammates here. They are hooked up with a couple cars there back behind them. The number 6 of Styles and the number 26 of Lugo. So they should have a 4-car pack here, which will be good. And you'll notice that the 34 of Halloran is still a lap down. I knew that was going to be the case. When he pulled off into the pits by himself, with no one to help him draft, we knew that was going to be disastrous. His only hope right now is to be that first car on the lead lap when the yellow comes out. And I think it's inevitable. We're going to see a yellow toward the end of the race here. Get that lucky dog, get back up there, and battle for the lead. So we see the 95 of Stanley here with the 13.
Ooh, he makes contact with 13.
Oh, what happened here?
We got a wreck.
The yellow flag is
Oh,
out.
wow. We do have a huge wreck. Let's,
Yeah, go back and watch the 13.
Oh, no. The two teammates getting into each other. Oh, we
And
got
we
a
had
lot
one
of
car
cars.
completely ejected from the whole arena.
I can watch that again. So the 5 just trying to bump draft the 13 there, collects the 18, and it looks like the 5 just got ejected.
That is a home run.
And here we're riding on board with the 18, and you can just see he had nowhere to go. Just
Go on board of that 5.
Yep, so we're riding on board here, the 5. He got into the back of the 13 and just completely... So, one of the things iRacing does, if you get launched out of the track like we saw there, it will tow you to the pits. So, unfortunately, for the number 5, he is going to be sitting in pit lane there for quite a while he tows back. Going to go at least... I would estimate, say, 3 or 4 laps down.
Yeah, that's a tough break there.
Just an unfortunate break for him. Let's check in on number 13 because he's got a little bit of damage, but he's still out there on track. Gonna get his lap back. Let's see if we can bring him up into the booth here. And just noticed that his mic was muted. Let's bring him back up here. Hey Mitchell, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey man, so we saw it looked like it was your teammate there, the number 5 of Perez, just got into the back of you. Maybe a little bump drafting incident there. Tell us what happened.
I'm pretty sure I got bump drafted the wrong way or I came down. I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is I got bump drafted and I ended up getting spawned.
Yeah, very unfortunate for you. Just curious, do you have any quick repairs left? I know you guys had 2
Yeah, I
tonight.
haven't used one. I just messed up.
Oh, no problem. But we see you got 2 quick repairs left. It looked like the number 5 of Perez, your teammate there, got the worst end of the deal. He actually got ejected out of the track and was forced to tow back to pit lane. So he's going to go a couple laps down.
Well, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Do you feel like with a quick repair, looks like you're still in the lead lap, you're going to be able to get back up there without your teammate? Do you feel like you can have a shot for tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good chance of winning.
All right, and again, hey, we've had the broadcast on your car pretty much all night. We love what you did there with the paint scheme, putting our logo on there. So thanks for that, and we're giving you plenty of airtime for that tonight.
Yeah, I have your thing up.
All right, man. Good luck and all the best tonight. All right, so 2 teammates wrecking each other. We've never experienced that, have we, Brian? Never.
No, well, unless you include that time on lap 1 of our big Daytona race, you did hook me.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember what car that was in. Was that the Cup car?
That was the Cup car, and you showed me what the wall looks like at a 90-degree angle.
All right, yeah. In fairness, back to that earlier discussion about trusting your teammate and knowing when to lift, when not to lift, giving that bump draft more like a shunt and thinking they can handle it. Yeah, that was I'll blame it on netcode. Let's just go with netcode. That's the moral of the story there, right? When in doubt, a mistake happens, blame it on netcode.
Looking in my mirror though, you were windshield wiping. I think you hooked me.
Oh no. You're misremembering things. But anyway, as this all shakes out, we've actually got a new leader tonight. We've got the number 99 of Watkins. Brandon Watkins out there in front. Coming to the green. Gonna get it out in front there. The number 11 drops down in behind him. Got the number 95 of Stanley there in third place. The number 26 of Lugo in fourth.
5 takes it 3 wide.
Oh, let's go check in on the 5 there. Looks like they're going to settle back down into 2 wide race.
'99 got a little loose there and saved it. Yeah, go back and watch that replay on the '99.
Actually, doesn't look like that's going to show up on our replay screen, unfortunately. But good to see that they saved it.
Yeah, to give a little description, I saw it. The '99 out front. I didn't see how it happened, but he got below the yellow, basically at about a 45-degree angle, and somehow saved it, and nobody touched him, and he just fell back in line.
So it looks like the 34 is back up in front here. With the 11 of Setzer behind him. You see that number 5. Unfortunately, a lap down with 16 to go. The question is going to be, is there going to be another yellow flag to where he can get back on the lead lap and fight for this win? And we've got a car there on the outside. Looks like that is the number 5, who, remember, is a lap down. But we're single file here pretty much throughout the field.
We do have some radio chatter. So drivers do hope for a caution right now, and the way they're announcing it, I don't know if they're like, you know, air quote, caution, air quote.
Gotcha. So we may see intentional, non-intentional caution flying. Little hot dog wrapper on the track sort of scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, can tell you as a driver, I hate to see those. Can tell you as a watcher and broadcaster, love to see them. I can tell you who we've seen out front all night here is the number 34 of Halloran. He's got to be a favorite tonight. He's just clearly expressed his interest to be out on the lead lap. That last caution helped him get back up front. As we know, he did peel into the pits there by himself.
So what you're telling me is it did work out.
It did work out, yes. With a yellow flag. Without that yellow flag, we'd be saying a whole different story.
It was a bold strategy, but look, it worked.
True, true. It was bold strategy, and he is out in front because of it. I just noticed the back of the 26 car there. Let's see if we can get a look at that. Hold on. I love the phrase on it. It's a McDonald's livery car, and on the back of it says, "I'm racing it."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's a good one. We got to give that a shout out. Clever. Checking out our fan favorite here, the number 13. Looks like he's got a bit of nose damage there on the front of that car. Ah, it's gonna... with 11 to go. He's teaming up there with the number 5, his teammate there, but that nose damage has me concerned.
Could also be remembering what his teammate did to him.
That's true, that's true. So I think with 10 to go here coming to the line, we've got about a 5-car pack here up front. 6 cars, sorry. The number 34 out front, the number 11 of Setzer, 26 of Lugo, 6 of Styles, number 15 of Jones, and number 99 of Watkins rounding out that front pack. I think these are the guys we're going to see come to that white flag in about 9 laps to go. But remember, we do have 3 green-white checker attempts tonight, and we may use a couple of them. One person we haven't talked about a lot tonight is that number 15 of Jesse Jones. I was just looking at some of the stats. He's kept his race car clean. He's been in the top 5 consistently. This guy could be our sleeper here. He could just be hanging out in the back. He, you know, may know exactly when to pounce, so we'll definitely keep an eye on him. Also, the number 6 of Eric Styles, also consistently up top here in the top 5, running up front, but just hanging back, you know, 4th, 5th spot, could be waiting for his moment to pounce. Like the number 6 there of Eric Styles jumped out to the outside with 7 to go, but has no one to help. And that's going to be a costly move for him, as he's going to drop all the way back to, looks like 8th, 9th place.
Did you see that lap car incident? That got him mixed up there.
Oh no, I did not catch that. What happened there?
They were catching a lap car and you know, going 3 wide, and some cars got a little loose or something. Maybe oh, they're
Oh,
wrecking.
leader around.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, and that will bring out a yellow. Oh, let's see if we can. The number 34. It looks like we've still got cars crashing here on the front stretch.
Yeah, several more cars involved.
I believe that's what you would refer to as the big one tonight. Okay, let's see if we can catch back up there and
We do have some drivers that are not happy in radio chat.
so it looks like the 34 got turned around there first. Let's go back, and then there was some other stuff that happened right after that. Oh, 3 wide between the 99. Oh, is that our 13? It looked like the number 13 got caught up in that, unfortunately. Quite a bit of carnage there with that one. Unfortunately, our replay screen is not there. We got a good replay. Yeah, the number 13, the number 5. Oh gosh, quite a few cars caught up in that. Number 11 looks like he got caught up in it as well. Well, with that, we've got the 26 of Lugo and the 15 of Jesse Jones, who I was just talking about as being that sleeper back there. These guys are 1 and 2, and people behind them are pitting. That shook things up here. Oh, and we may have just had a extreme case of the broadcaster curse. It looks like the 15 wrecked under yellow. Not entirely sure what happened right there. He was just going across the finish line there. He just got in the gas.
Radio chat, they're trying to figure it out, but they don't think it was intentional. Not sure what happened yet.
Yeah, I can tell you just from the way it looked like just a mistake of getting on the throttle too much. Maybe on old tires. He's got damage. Oh, I can tell what happened right in here on the onboard. He got 2 tires down on the apron, hit the gas pedal, and it just turned right. You could hear that left rear tire spin. Here, we'll watch it again. You see he gets 2 tires down on the apron, hits the gas, boom. But he was able to keep going. May have a quick repair left or not. I know he's got quite a bit of damage there on the front of that car. So he's probably going to want to get that corrected. I would anticipate that aero damage hurting him quite a bit. But looks like he's going to stay out and just see what happens with. I mean, we're going to have 4 to go and we take the green flag lap here. I mean, you might have to stay out.
Take a look at the number 5 car. During that wreck, he said his race was over with. I'm wondering if he used all 2 of his quick repairs already.
Interesting. Let's see if we can go back and catch some of that. So we see him enter the pits.
Yeah, his car looks clean.
Car looks clean. I mean, there may be a little bit of damage. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the right side, right front. Yeah, right front has some damage, so I believe he just knew that was too much aero damage and just decided, I guess, to call it a night there. So I can tell you that number 15 car's got quite a bit of damage on it. But the number 6 there of Eric Styles looking good. The number 26 of Victor Lugo looking good as well. Number 95 got a little bit of front end damage. And then the number 20 there of Wayne Prophet looking good as well. So coming to 4 to go here. Coming to the green flag. Let's see what happens.
Green flag, green flag.
A good start there by the 26. Pulling out to the other lead, but early lead. But let's see here what the number 6 of Styles. That's the guy we've sort of been paying attention to all night. We know he can race just based off his I rating. We know he can hold his own. Let's see if he can get someone to team up with him there on that outside line. Coming to 3 to go here. The 95 got pushed down below the yellow line, but didn't advance, so should be no penalty there. Falling right back in line. And the number 15 in front of the 20 there. Number 34 all over the rear end there of the number 20. I have to wonder how much the 15 is slowing that little group up there based on his aero damage. Number 34 there, going to jump to the outside. No help. And the 20 is going to get by there and take the 20 of Prophet there. Going to take that third spot. 2 to go. 26 still out in front. Number 20 there going to the outside. Throws a block on the 34. But the... Is that the 13 of Hyatt with no bumper up in fourth place?
Somehow correct.
Wow, up in third place now, the number 13. He's still got our logo on the rear of the car, so we'll still allow it, but his hood and his front bumper are missing.
That's quite a impressive draft package there.
Absolutely. Final lap here. 26 of Lugo still out in front. 15 of Jones behind him. Number 13 of Hyatt. Number 9 of Wilson. And number 5 of Halloran. Rounding out our top 5 here. That number 9 car, surprised to see him up front. He was struggling early on in the race, but he is right up there. Oh, and the 13 and the 15 get around. Hung up there.
Yeah, I was watching that. The 13, somehow without that hood and front bumper, was still able to bump that guy in front of him quite a lot.
Wow. Absolutely insane. But it looks like the 26 of Lugo here with the I'm Racing It paint scheme. McDonald style comes home and takes the win with the number 9 of Wilson and number 6 of Styles rounding out your top 3. Interesting finish there to that race. All right, and we will try to get some of these guys in here and interview them here, at least the top 3 here. So give us a moment while we work all of that out. We'll let the number 26 of Lugo there do his celebratory donuts because it looks like he's gonna wrap around to the front stretch there and do that. I don't see Eric Styles in the Discord server. We'll give him just...
I think the only one we got is Wilson.
Well, we've got Lugo and Wilson for sure. Just waiting to see if Styles gets in. All right, well, we will bring, let's see, Justin Wilson in here. And one more check, Eric Styles. And bring Justin Wilson in here and talk to him. Hey, Justin, it's Kevin here up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, congratulations on that second place finish. So we noticed first part of the race, you didn't seem like luck wasn't going your way for that first part of the race, but you definitely made it come back there in that last stage. Just walk us through your strategy and how you were able to make such a comeback tonight.
Uh, it was just a rough night all around. Basically, just towards the end, just stay out of trouble and help teammates out.
Gotcha. So we're curious. This next gen car is sort of new to both of us up here in the booth tonight. Just curious how the draft package was. Was it easy to get up to the rear bumper of our car and give it a bump draft, or was there like that bubble of air that kept you from getting up to the rear bumper?
It all depended on the run you got. If you had a good run from about half a second back, it was easy. If you were, 2-3 tenths off their bumper, you had to really fight to get up there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what it looked like to us tonight. It looked like it was similar to the previous gen car, but it's just good to hear another driver confirm that. Well, again, congratulations on that second place finish. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Shaw Racing. I mean, I'm a 2-time league champ with them, and hopefully we can go for a 3-peat.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like your teammates with Shaw Racing, I believe, are the number 13 and number 5 of Perez.
Yes.
Looks like they unfortunately got caught up there in late race incidents. So it's good to see you got you bringing home the second place finish there for the team. So again, congratulations, and yeah, just good finish tonight.
Yeah, usually there's the ones with the good finish at the plate tracks that I'm finishing last.
Hey, anything can happen at a super speedway. That's what we like to say. So it looks like anything did happen tonight. Well, again, take care, and yeah, good finish.
Yeah, you guys did a great job of broadcasting. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so who are we looking
Hey, on your screen, you got the qualifying results. Flip over to the race.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. And now we've got the official results, not the qualifying up. So yeah, there we just spoke to the number 2 of Justin Wilson. Gonna check one more time to see if Eric Styles is in here. He is not. So we will bring Victor Lugo, our race winner, up here. Hey Victor, it's Kevin up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations. First of all, congratulations on that win tonight. It looked like some late race cautions and accidents really played into your favor there tonight. But just walk us through, how did you feel tonight? What was your strategy going in? And, how did it just come to you like it did?
At the end, I wanted to be so aggressive. I wasn't being concerned with myself. And then my teammate Jesse calmed me down. I'm like, okay, let's take it easy. And then I missed Rex, and then then I was trying to save fuel, but I couldn't. And then that final second to last caution came out and put me in the position. Then I worked with my teammate Jesse, and then went to the outside. And then I think the 34 got turned in that final restart, in the final caution, and that gave me the lead. And so, yeah, I'm gonna say it was a Mickey Mouse win because I just pulled away from the pack and no one catching me.
Hey, we were up here talking tonight. It's very unusual that a late race caution or wreck doesn't happen up front when you get down below 5 to go. So, sometimes it feels like you can almost plan those things out, adjust your strategy to play around those. And I'm just curious. I didn't have a chance to note it down, but were you one of those that pitted very early on in this last stage? I believe when that first yellow came out around lap 57, 58, were you one that pitted then?
No.
No? Okay, we saw a few guys pit when that first yellow came out, and we were wondering if their strategy was to hope for a bunch of yellows and, fuel save. And, we thought it was interesting, but it looks like you weren't one of those. So no sense in talking about that. But just another question we had is the draft package here tonight. We heard from some of the other guys that it seemed like it was hard to bump draft a car unless you had quite a run coming up on them. So just curious to hear your thoughts about that draft package. How did it feel out there tonight?
It was tricky at some points. You somewhat got the run. You went to the outside and it faded away. It was just patience the whole run. If you had a big pack of cars on the outside, it will make it happen. But it was really tough being in the outside lane, especially when the run just faded out of nowhere. So yeah, it was pretty kind of tricky out there for me.
Yeah, definitely. We noticed, especially early on in the race, that when guys did try to make that outside lane work, it just seemed like nobody was out there to help them. So we were wondering, if we got an equal number of cars out there, would that outside lane come in? But unfortunately tonight we were never honestly able to tell just how things shouted out. But again, great run tonight. Congratulations on that first place finish. Just want to give you a moment. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to while you're here tonight?
I want to give a shout out to Jesse Jones. Oh, he helped me the whole race. He told me what to do, not to do. He also gave me bumper damage, but that's fine. I'll take that as some love. And yeah, only him and all my supporters. Yay, we won! Woo!
Yeah, absolutely. Well, go have fun, celebrate that win. Again, great run tonight, and it's good to hear you shouting out your teammate there of Jesse Jones, who was your draft partner, and unfortunately he didn't have the greatest of finish, coming out in 11th place, but none of that matters because you won. But yeah, congratulations, and yeah, good finish. All right, so that'll wrap up the first round here of the Stock Car Racing League, round 1 at Daytona. Any final words you want to put in, Brian?
It turned out to be a good race.
Absolutely, we had a lot of action there at the end. Who we thought was going to win did not win, unfortunately. That number 13 car, Mitchell Hyatt, we'll have to have a talking to him if he's going to run our logo for the next race. But we want to see some top fives. No, I'm just kidding. Late race incidents there, unfortunately. Looked like teammate number 5 there spun him around late in the race, but I'm sure them two will get together and collect it back for next week. I believe they head to Homestead, and yeah, absolutely good finish tonight. Great racing, and with that, we'll wrap it up. Thank you all for tuning in tonight.